Now I will be spending some time going over how do I decide what kind of passion project should I lead? Should I do a solo project? Should I do a group project? Should I create an app? Should I write something? What really makes the most sense for me? This question obviously keeps on coming up. And for this one, I do want to say that it's important that you pick on something that, of course, you really care about and you are keenly interested in that. But I will go over some stages as to how one should be leading a passion project. The first one is doing a lot of research and brainstorming. So going over different ideas, seeing what makes the most sense, then doing planning, like, creating an outline, thinking about, okay, what my milestones are going to be, how I'm going to lead the different things, what do I need? So going over that and then moving on to the implementation piece. If you move directly to implementation, that can be a problem and a challenge. And a lot of times leads to a lot of roadblocks. And once you have implemented, then, work on marketing. You could create a marketing strategy early, but after you have implemented or executed in a way, then worry more about marketing and then expansion. Expansion is something that, of course, you'd have to work towards as well, but don't worry too much about it in the initial stages. Now I will also spend a little bit of time going over, if you were to start a nonprofit, how would you do it? If you were to start a nonprofit, the first step obviously is brainstorming, writing the mission statement, defining your scope, who you're serving, what you're trying to make, research similar organizations in the area and so on, and then doing the planning where you build your organization chart, what role does your organization need, marketing events, etc. And then you move on to implementation where you set a date for your first event and so on. And then you work on the marketing piece, like building a simple website, designing flyers, creating a consistent social media schedule. And the final step is expansion, as I mentioned earlier. Can you bring in other schools? Can you apply for grants, tracking metrics, and getting feedback, etc. Then you would follow a similar roadmap for app development as well, and also for any kind of publication that you might be leading. Finally, I do want to leave you all with like a higher level picture here. That students with straight A's, perfect SAT scores, 15 AP classes are unfortunately getting denied from the elite schools. And that is the reality of this admissions landscape. Because those students normally don't really have a cohesive narrative. They don't really have a differentiator, because academic review is just the first step. After that, you really have to show them that, you're ready for the kind of commitment and rigor that that school offers. So what differentiates you is from other applicants is going to be your story, and only you can tell your story. Selectivity today is driven not only by academic scarcity, but by search for the fit, distinctiveness, contribution, and a passion project is how you demonstrate all three in a way that no grade, no test score, and no list of club memberships ever can. Your application is a story arc the fire that ignited your interest, the obstacle you conquered, and how you evolved is important for the admissions officers to really feel when reviewing your application, because unfortunately they spend under 10 minutes reviewing your application. So it's important that they can really see that story through your application. And in my opinion, your passion project is the most powerful chapter of that story. So to all the students and listening to me today, I do want to say that, you know, if you're thinking about starting a passion project, really think about what problems do you care about solving? What are some of the things in your community that you may have noticed that may need your attention? It could be your immediate community. It could be a broader community. So really start from there and show the admissions officers that you see a problem and you act and you're a change maker. And to parents, all I can say is that, you know, support the process, trust the students, and of course, that's very important. And I guess the work starts now. So I do want to thank you all for listening to me, and hopefully this was a productive session about the passion project, and hopefully this will help, and you all hopefully may have gotten some ideas as well for your passion project. So yeah, good luck. Thank you, and bye for now.
感谢 Miss Mary 今天跟我们的分享啊，你有任何的问题都可以来直接咨询文美集团。美国文美集团，美国大学申请规划服务第一品牌，20年经验，万博士领衔常春藤顾问团队，中美双顾问模式服务1个学生，按照大学录取学校排名收费，与孩子形成利益共同体。华人老品牌，值得您的信赖。文美集团隆重推出 ACAP 大学专业及职业测评规划管理系统，华人升学机构首创，完美解决华人学生最大升学痛点。人工智能提前锁定大学专业方向，提前2到5年布局申请。有了专业测评系统，孩子的课程规划更清晰，活动更聚焦，文书更有故事感，大学申请更有竞争力。5到11年级学生都可以报名参加测评。文美集团1对1非营利组织成立运营领导力项目，让孩子从参与者变为领导者，真正成长、成人、成才进名校。5到11年级学生均可报名参加。文美集团社会影响力联合国网络义工课程，节省孩子时间，做名校认可的社会影响力，高大上义工。5到11年级学生均可报名参加。感谢大家收看我们今天的节目，我们下次再见。